Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Wednesday, 23rd day of March, 20th day of Adar Sheni. Today, we're going to do the topic of Gebrochts and a little detail in Gebrochts, just in case you already know all about what Gebrochts is. Let's really quickly recap what Gebrochts is. Gebrochts means basically water that comes into contact with matzah. That happens when you make things like matzah balls, things like that, or you break up your matzah and put it inside of a soup. Many people allow themselves to do that. My family happens to fall in that category. So we eat matzah balls on Pesach. We break up our matzah and put it in our soup if we want to, and that's allowed. However, there's a good fraction of Klal Yisrael, of the Jewish people, that doesn't allow themselves to do that. They will not make matzah balls. They will not put matzah in their soup. They will not let their matzah get wet. And the thinking is, it's not a law, but it's just a strictness, a chumrah, that they accept upon themselves, and it's a custom. And the reason for it is because there could be some unbaked flour inside of a piece of matzah. When it comes in contact with water and remains in contact with that water, over a short period of time, it could start to leaven and become chametz, and they fear for that, and therefore they say, water shall not come in contact with our matzah. That's called not eating gebrochts. Hasidic groups tend to lean that way, and other people follow those customs. You should basically do that if it's your family custom, and if it's not, then you don't have to. It's not really a law, it's more of a custom. So I'm not telling you whether to do that or not. You could discuss that with your rabbi, and or follow your family customs. But a lot of you knew that. Here's the little additional detail that some of you might not have known, and that is, if you're a family that's trying to not eat gebrochts, trying to not let your matzah get wet, so what about having your matzah come into contact with butter? Because let's face it, at a good milchik meal, you might want to spread margarine or butter or mayonnaise or something onto your matzah, and that's sort of making your matzah wet. What if your matzah comes into contact with fruit juice or things of the sort? So the Shulchan Aruch Harav was of the opinion that that's okay for not Gebrochts people. He said that we do not expect that the fruit juice is going to cause any leavening of any powder of flour that's inside of a matzah bubble, because fruit juice doesn't really cause leavening, only water does. So he considered it okay. And according to him, you could say we don't eat gebrochts, but you could still spread some margarine, because it's in the same kind of category as fruit juice, and you could spread that on your matzah, or you could let your matzah touch some fruit juice, and that wouldn't be a problem. So said the Shulchan Aruch Harav. But there are other svarim, like the Samad Chaya and the Steipler Gaon, also concurred and said that you do have to fear even fruit juices, and I believe that butter, margarine would fall into that category also. They felt that there's still a concern because matzah in and of itself, remember, had basically flour and water. That's what a piece of matzah is. And the water's not like gone. If the water was gone from the matzah, then basically the matzah would have crumbled back to powder. So what a matzah is it's still a containment of flour and water in that piece of matzah. So if the fruit juice then comes into contact with that, it's not just fruit juice. It's fruit juice and water, and and it's kind of reactivating with that little bit of flour and everything, and therefore the Steipler Gaon, some of the Chaya, other Svarim like that, felt that the non-Gebrochts people should be careful about not spreading stuff on their matzah either, and not allowing it to touch fruit juices and things like that also. I'm not going to paskin for you. Of course, I'm not a big rabbi, but I'm just trying to educate you on these matters. You're welcome to discuss this with your rabbi. If you say, I don't know what my custom is, or something like that, discuss it with your rabbi. Usually we go by family custom on this matter. And if you don't know what your family custom should be, because you don't have a family custom, speak to your rabbi on that matter too. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.